I would like the audience to take a moment and think about one of their most cherished memories in their lifetime. Think whether it be their first birthday, if you actually do remember it, whether it be your anniversary or wedding, whether it be you winning some kind of tournament, anything. I would like the audience to think of something that they've cherished for a very long time. Okay, I think everyone has thought of one memory. But what if I were to tell you that what you seem to remember may not be what exactly happened? Because you see, our memories are not always perfect. There are times in which our brain forgets some stuff and we have to just fill in the details or fill in the blanks. So our brain subconsciously alters our memories into what we think is actually what's happening. So let's take a look at this football game. Let's get it started at 11 minutes.
Month or so we'll see in Arizona.
Anticipating, throwing the ball early, that sometimes that's risky. We used to see Jameis Winston at times do that at Florida State.
Hooker comes running into the backfield, blitzing from the safety position, and grabs Goldman for a loss, Kirk.
Yeah, he timed that up.
Let's move on.
More 2016 G.
Alright, now let's take a few minutes and take a look at funny internet cat videos. Okay, and I guess we can stop right here. So, what you may not know is that this cat video is actually just a distraction. But do you guys remember what happened in the football game? Like exactly what happened when the white team player was tackling the orange team player? Now, do you guys, by a show of hands, how many orange players? Okay, was there one player from the orange team that got tackled? Please raise your hand. Okay, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 people. Okay, now how many people think that 2 people got affected by that tackle in the orange team? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and how many people think more than 2? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Do you guys see that there is a lot of people having different views on what was going on the same event? Because we are interpreting this same event in different ways, and therefore, because we can't see the full picture yet, our brains have to fill in the blanks as to what's going on. But let's play the video at 11 minutes and 24 seconds.
Month or so we'll see in Arizona.
Yeah, they have known each other since going back to playing high school football.
To the backfield, blitzing from the safety position, and grabs Goldman for a loss, Kirk.
Yeah, he timed that up very, very well. Part of their plan is to disguise and hide the blitzes, and it's exactly what Hooker did there.
You get an athlete like that, a running start. Look out.
He comes off to the right here. The crowd reacting. The ball did come out. Let's see.
1, 2.
Goldman is stacked
so
up
as you can
there.
see,
The
there are 2 orange players that are affected. So if you raise your hand for 2 orange players, then congratulations, you're right. If you raise your hand for 1 or more than 2, then don't be afraid. It's not just you. There's a lot of people who can make this mistake. Because we don't really have to remember every single moment in our lives. Because, well, we can't. Our brains are not capable of having photographic memories. And there are 2 reasons why. One is because whenever we focus at an object, we kind of focus on that one object directly and forget about everything else that's going on. And basing on that, since that we're only focusing on one thing, everything else that's going on are pretty much blanks. So we need to make our inferences in order to fill in the blanks. Now, one psychologist named Elizabeth Loftus, she conducted an experiment with one of her colleagues of a group of participants viewing a video of cars crashing. Now, when they were given a question as to what exactly happened, all of the participants were able to explain that the cars were moving too fast, they crashed into each other, end of story. But when they were given the question, did you see any broken glass? Almost 100% of the participants said yes, they did see broken glass, even though in the video when they were shown again, there was no glass broken to begin with. And that was because of the inferences that because usually in most car crashes, glass tends to break because when your two cars are crashing into each other, then the glass and the metal frame and almost anything would break apart. Now, this is an example of our focus on one object can lead to some kind of misinterpretations. Let's look at another example of how our subconscious minds can actually change the way that we view our memories. Let's say that you're with your colleagues or friends and you're telling a story of this memory. Now, obviously, you'd be telling your memory exactly how you would remember it. But you might not know this, but subconsciously you're trying to edit the details so then you're able to impress the other people. And so by adding those small little details, even though it may not seem like that much, later on it adds up because you remember the event and experience from the last time you just said. So let's say if you saw a car crash and then later on you saw the news talking about car crashes and glass breaking, then you would talk to your colleagues and later on you would say, oh yeah, there's so much glass breaking, everything was broken, the headlights were all dismantled, everything was it was a very shocking experience. But even though the actual experience didn't have that kind of severe drastic events. And it's also not just that, but it could also be from our dreams. Whenever we're sleeping, we could also pick up some details from our storylines whenever we're dreaming something. And we can also subconsciously also add that into our experience. And this is a very important thing to take in because in our court systems, we have eyewitness people giving their own records of what's going on during the scene of the crime. However, if eyewitness records are not really that trustworthy, I guess you could say, then should we still continue to use it? And what I say is yes, because even though we have these two kind of factors that are going to be conflicting with those memories, we can't ignore the fact that without those two forces interfering, we won't have the exact full picture as to how that person would see it. And also in court cases, it's not just eyewitness news, eyewitness reports. It's also other sources such as physical evidence or primary sources or even from other eyewitness people themselves, and they can help each other to corroborate with the evidence. And don't demeanor your brain as to say that it's a useless piece of organ that can't remember anything at all, because even changing the details can be a useful thing, because we sometimes use our memories for, like, let's say, experiences that we love or cherish so much, like what I just asked you guys in the beginning. Did you guys think of your first birthday or any kind of birthday, raise of hands? Your first speech and debate tournament you won or something? Or any tournament at all? Your first kiss, maybe? I don't know. Okay, well, whatever the experience is, it's your experience, you cherish it so much, and although you may not remember exactly how it happened, your brain subconsciously filled in the blanks to make it seem much more enjoyable. So, don't shame your brain, love it. Thank you.